What's up guys, it's Gaza. So here we go with the new gear report video. This is going to be the 6 million gear report. If you haven't seen the last one, which was the 5 million gear report, in these videos I show you my current gear power level, which you can see right there, 6,023,000, and then I go over the weapons and equipment that I'm currently using, which are adding up to give me that gear power score. I've been back on the game a few weeks now, and I've had a few different people ask me for this video specifically, and then I've had people asking what weapons am I using. So yeah, I thought I'd better get on this video. So here we go. People who have seen the previous video, they'll see something different straight away. You can see that I've got new armor, but we're going to go over that a little bit later on. First I want to go over the weapons. Again, if you've seen my older videos, this weapon will be familiar. This is the 12 slot boomerang SMG. This weapon is giving me 1,964,000 gear power bonus. Ideally what you want from all three of your weapons here is you want at least 2 million gear power bonus. The goal is as much gear power as you can get, but I'm aiming for 7 million. I've got a friend who is currently sitting at over 7 million, and I think a lot of other people, the higher level people, you know, they'll be around 7 million. So that's really what you want to aim for, and the only way to do that is to get at least 2 million gear power bonus off of all three of your weapons here, and then as much gear power as you can get out of your equipment. The most I've seen is 800 and something, but you know, and it's just about the combination of slots and the cores that you put in, which is going to determine the gear power that you get out of each weapon. So we'll start here with my primary. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines or synergy links. If we go in, and you can see the lines between the line between these two, and then there's another one here, there's another one here. You want to get as many synergy lines as you can from your reroll. So when you can see I've only got 20 legendary metal left. I had a lot, and I've wasted it. Well, I haven't wasted it, but I've used it all on this SMG right here, which has the lightning on shoot perk, and I've been trying to get a good roll out of this. I think I've spent about 20,000 legendary metal on this weapon. Boomerang is the people's favorite at the moment. You know, everyone's saying that Boomerang is the gold standard, and yeah, Boomerang is really good, but lightning definitely has its own thing. So I want to do a definitive test and find out which between lightning and boomerang is best, but you know, it might just be a preference thing. That's my SMG. Next we're going to go to the secondary, which is still the plasma shotgun. This one at the moment has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links, and you can see that this one's giving me less. Also, this is only 11 slots. I was lucky enough to get this 12 slot boomerang shotgun. I like to have a melee perk on my shotguns just because you're so close. You know, when you're using a shotgun, you're in close quarters, and as I've said before, I like to have an ability that's going to improve my melee, you know, and make my melee stronger. So I do have this boomerang one, but I've been liking the lightning on melee since I've been using this shotgun. They're both good, but I want to wait until I get a lightning on melee shotgun 12 slot version before I start wasting any more materials. So that's my current shotgun, my current secondary weapon. And moving on to the heavy, so this was my minigun. I'm gonna go into this now in a minute. Melee and get a knockdown, you know, that's one of the worst perks in my opinion. But I was using it because you can see there from the roll, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 synergy lines. That was the most I'd ever seen. So there's no damage cores in there, which is not ideal. I'd never seen that many synergy lines in one roll, so I stuck with it. Every minigun I've ever had, the perk was either a melee ability, or it was a take damage. On a minigun which has got a large clip and rapid fire, you definitely want a shoot perk, because that's just where you're going to get the most from the weapon. Lastly, my equipment. I'm all about the boomerang for a few different reasons, you know, like everything else, the remote grenade, the mine, they're great, you know, they're lots of fun, but they can damage you as well as the enemy. It's really frantic, it's chaotic. A lot of the time you can't see what the hell's going on the screen, you know. In my opinion, the last thing you want to be using is something that's going to damage yourself, because that's just not good, especially in an arc run. You don't want anything that's going to slow you down at all. And knowing that, you know, you've just slowed yourself down purely because you were using something that could damage yourself or knock yourself over, it's just a bad idea. So I stick with the boomerang, and then we'll go over my armor next. But I just want to show you. So this is 6 million, and this is where I've been at for a long time. I was at 6 million for a while before I stopped playing, and since I've been back, you know, 3 or 4 weeks now, I've been stuck on 6 million. But then the day before yesterday, I did an arc run, and I picked up this bad boy, which is the it has the shoot at enemy and you get knocked down. So like I said, I've been looking for a minigun with any shoot perk, because all I've been getting is the melee or take damage perks. Finally I got myself a shoot at enemy and get knocked down. Knockdown isn't ideal, but at least it's a shoot perk, you know. I was pretty happy about that. And when I equipped that put my gear power up to 6,120,000. So an extra 100,000, you know. I was thinking it's not much, but it's one step closer to 7 million, so great, I'll take it. But then I dropped this thing, shoot at enemy, and the effect is lightning. Perfect, you know, that's the minigun I was looking for. I went into the reroll just to upgrade it a little bit, and I think I did 3 or 4 rerolls, and I got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 synergy lines. That's my first weapon with 2 million, but even that isn't enough. I need to get over that. I need to have over 2 million on all 3 of my weapons, and then around 700, 800 from my equipment, my boomerang, to take my total gear power up to 7 million. But we're getting there, we're getting closer. So with this thing equipped, now my gear power goes up to 6,450,000, so we're pretty much halfway there. Next we're going to cover the armor that I'm currently using. You can see here, this is my old armor. This is the stock armor that I had when I first started playing the game, and you know, I'm not sure if you even can delete it, but I'll never delete it because it's my original set of armor, you know. Not only can you change the color, you can see there at the bottom, press triangle to customize, which is something, changing the color is something that everyone wanted for a long time, you know. It's pretty cool. You can just mix and match all these different colors to find a set that you like. But not only did they do that, they also added stats or armor specs, their modifiers. There's all sorts of different things you can choose from. There's faster movement speed. The other one I like is faster rush recharge. You can get more health orbs, more ability orbs, faster abilities like your artillery strike or your plasma sword, or when you're a tank or a biospecialist, you know, you've got your own abilities. Lots and lots to choose from, but I personally am going for the everything to do with speed, because again, like I said, I'm running arc runs, arc ships, and speed is the number one thing that you want. So you get a positive effect, and then you'll also get a negative, and you can see that for the negative I've gone for slower camouflage recharge. I think that being a saboteur, you're always using your artillery strike. I use my plasma sword a lot. The invisibility I only really use if like a panic button, you know, if things are going bad. There's a few different situations where you'll hit your invis button, but it's not all that often. It's definitely nowhere near as often as the artillery strike and the plasma sword. I personally wouldn't want to get less health orbs. Definitely not. I wouldn't want to get less ability orbs. So I've gone with the camouflage. It seemed like an obvious choice. It's up to you, depending on how you like to play, what class you like to play. You need to think about which negative modifier you're happy with, and which is going to affect your playstyle the least, and then go for that one. So there you go. That's my current gear power is 6,450,000. I've currently got the boomerang SMG, the lightning melee shotgun, 11 slots, so not great. The brand new lightning effect minigun. All three of these weapons are still up for change. Every time I get a little batch of legendary metal, I'm going to re-roll both this SMG, the lightning SMG, not this shotgun because it's only got 11 slots, but I will try this one with the boomerang effect, and then when I get a 12 slot version of this shotgun, I'll be trying to get 2 million out of that as well. The heavy I'll probably stick with, but I like I said, I need to get more gear power out of it, so re-rolls for that definitely could happen also. And yeah, basically I'm going to be re-rolling everything until I'm happy with my final build. I've had a lot of people ask me about the DLC. You can see there from the bottom left where it says purchase content, I don't have any of the DLC yet. I am 100% getting the DLC, however. There's a few reasons that I don't have it yet. I might as well go over them now, just so I don't have to keep doing it in comments and stuff. But basically, because I took that break for quite a while, I've missed out on a lot of farming, and there's weapons that I do not have yet that I really want. You know, old school classic weapons like this is the best power shot I've got, and it's almost perfect. You know, it's got a cool color. You know, it's blue. I love that. I've never seen a power shot like that before. But I need the 12 slots. 100% on a power shot, you want the lightning effect. Just because as it travels through, because the beam will continue through enemies, no matter how many enemies are in front of you, you shoot the power shot, it's going to go through everything. You want that lightning to be traveling through, as the beam is traveling through the horde of enemies. That's going to be a beast of a weapon, so I definitely want one of those. Obviously I've already covered, I want a 12 slot version of this lightning shotgun, and I needed the minigun as well, but now thankfully I've got the minigun. So there's a few old school weapons that I still need or I still want to get, and in my mind, you know, if I add these new weapons to the drop tables, it's only going to make it harder for me to get my lightning power shot and my lightning shotgun. So I'm working hard to get those drops first, as quick as, you know, as soon as I can, as quick as I can, and then once I have those, I will purchase the DLC and work on trying to get myself a good Devastator and the Collapser. But I want the Vortex grenades, I want the colors, I want the weapons, obviously, I want everything in the DLC. So people that are asking me, is it worth it, you know, should I get the DLC? In my opinion, 100% totally yes. If you like Alienation, if you like the game, then the DLC is definitely worth it. So so yeah, that's it, guys. That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in this video. Thank you to everyone who has stuck with me for you know, all this time. It's really cool. I've got over 100 subscribers now, and I never thought I'd get that many. So like, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, 100 subscribers, what's that, you know? But to me, 100 subscribers, that's huge, you know, that's massive. So thank you to all of my subscribers and anyone watching this video. And yeah, take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoy the video, and hope you enjoy Alienation, and I'll catch you all in the next one.